Divergence is facilitated by the absence of gene flow. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA is the original product of transcription in eukaryotic genes. Probe can be defined as what? A labeled sequence of DNA or RNA that is used to identify the specific sequence of nucleotides in the DNA strand. So we'll move on to part 3 of this Karnataka CET 2010 biology paper analysis. Moving on to the question number 41. With reference to enzymes, turnover number means. Option A, the number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per second. The number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per hour. The number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per day. The number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per minute. As we know, enzymes act as biological catalysts, neither they are used up in a chemical reaction nor their structure is altered. So, without getting used up in the process. So, enzymes turnover means that the maximum number of substrate molecules that is being converted to products per second. So, per second, that is per minute. So, it is represented by K catalyst, right? So, option that is per minute, the number of substrate molecules that a molecule of enzyme converts into products per second, that is the maximum number of substrate molecules that is being converted to product per second. So, it is the number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per second is correct. So, option B is wrong. The number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per hour. The number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per day. Then option D, the number of substrate molecules that a molecule of an enzyme converts into products per day. So, option A is correct. Moving on to question number 42. The following diagrams A, B, C, D and E show the different types of arrangement of stamens based on the cohesion of their parts in different plants. Assign the stamens to the respective plants. Choose the correct answer. So, here we can see monoadelphous. They are all arranged in one bundle. So, it is usually options are Hibiscus rosa sinensis, Bombyx ceiba, Cucurbita pepo, Crotalaria gentiana, Helianthus anus. So, here monoadelphous A is of Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Then B, diadelphous. Monoadelphous means one bundle. Diadelphous means two bundles. So, it is B is Crotalaria gentiana. Then C, polyadelphous, more bundles. Poly means what? Many. The stamens are arranged in many bundles. So, it is Bombyx ceiba. Then D is syngenesious. The stamens are fused. Here we can see the stamens are fused. The filaments, the antherlobe, the filaments are free, but the filaments are free, but the antherlobes are fused. So, syngenesious, it is Helianthus anus. Helianthus anus, that is sunflower. Then E is synandrous. So, here you can see syngenesious, here synandrous. Again, here you can see the stamens are fused, right? So, it is Cucurbita pepo. Cucurbita pepo. So, option A, Hibiscus rosa, B, Crotalaria gentiana, C, Bombyx ceiba, then D, Helianthus anus and E, Cucurbita pepo. So, first one Hibiscus rosa, so here also it is there. Here also it is there, here also it is there, here also it is. Go for the second one, Crotalaria gentiana. So, here it is Bombyx ceiba, wrong. Here it is Helianthus, wrong. Crotalaria gentiana, correct. Then C is Bombyx ceiba. Here it is Bombyx ceiba, correct. Here it is Helianthus, wrong. Helianthus. Then D, Helianthus anus, correct. Then E, Cucurbita pepo, correct. So, option C is correct. Option C is correct. As we know, single horned rhino, which is the scientific name is Rhinoceros unicornis, is an important protected wildlife animal of India. Conservation started in 1987 as what? Project Rhino, and it is protected in Kaziranga National Park. So option A, Kaziranga National Park is correct. Option B, Kanha National Park is wrong. Option C, Rajiv Gandhi National Park is wrong. And option D, Anashir National Park is wrong. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 44. According to Boyle's law, the product of pressure and volume is constant. Hence, option A, if volume of lungs is increased, the pressure also increases proportionately. If volume of lungs is increased, the pressure decreases proportionately. If volume of lungs is increased, the pressure remains the same. Option D, if volume of lungs is increased, the pressure decreases disproportionately. So according to Boyle's law, the product of pressure and volume is constant. Hence, if volume of the lungs is increased, then the pressure decreases proportionately. So the pressure decreases proportionately. So here option, if the volume of lungs is increased, the pressure also increases proportionately is wrong. The volume of lungs is increased, the pressure decreases proportionately is correct. Moving on to question number 45. According to Darwin, evolution is. We all know Darwin is called father of evolution, and evolution brings a remarkable change in morphology, anatomy and genetic makeup of a living organism, which helps them to what? To adjust to the changing environment, and that brings about variations or changes in the characters. So it can never take a great and sudden leap. So it is a gradual process, right? Advanced by short and through slow steps. Option A, a slow, gradual and continuous process is correct. Option B, a sudden but discontinuous process is wrong. Option C, a slow and discontinuous process is wrong. And option D, a slow and sudden discontinuous is wrong. So option A, it is a slow, gradual and continuous process. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 46. Succus entericus is secreted by A. Brunner's gland, B. Auerbach's plexus, C. Crypts of Lieberkühn, and D. Peyer's patches. So, Succus entericus is secreted by the intestinal glands of Crypts of Lieberkühn. It is secreted by Crypts of Lieberkühn. And enzymes of Succus entericus act on partially digested food and convert them into final digestive products. As we know, the final process of digestion takes place in the small intestine, so it is going to act on the partially digested food. So the proteolytic enzymes convert peptides into amino acids. So Succus entericus is secreted by Crypts of Lieberkühn, the intestinal glands of Crypts of Lieberkühn. So option A, Brunner's gland is wrong. B, Auerbach's plexus is wrong. And option C, Crypts of Lieberkühn is correct. And D, Peyer's patch is wrong. So option C is correct. Moving on to 47. Question. Cell A and cell B are adjacent plant cells. In cell A, psi S is equal to minus 20 bars and psi P is equal to minus 8 bars. In cell B, psi is equal to minus 12 bars and psi P, that is equal to 2 bars. Then there is a movement of water between cell A and cell B. B, water moves from cell A to cell B. C, equal amount of water is simultaneously exchanged between cell A and cell B. Water moves from cell B to cell A. As you know, water moves from higher DPD to lower DPD. So here cell A and cell B are adjacent places. Cell A has minus 20 bars and psi P has 8 bars. So the cell B has psi S, that is 12 bars, and psi P 2 bars. So usually we find that water moves from a region of higher DPD, diffusion pressure deficit, to lower DPD. So water moves from cell B to cell A is the correct answer. So option A is wrong, B is wrong, and C is wrong. So option D is correct. Moving on to 48th question. Populations are said to be sympatric when two populations are physically isolated by natural barriers, two populations live together and freely interbreed to produce sterile offspring. Option C, two populations share the same environment but cannot interbreed. And option D, two populations are isolated but occasionally come together to interbreed. So in sympatric speciation, groups from the same ancestral population evolve into separate species without any geographical separation. So in this case, divergence is facilitated by the absence of gene flow. So here, two populations share the same environment but cannot interbreed. So option A, two populations are physically isolated, natural barriers, is wrong. The two populations live together and freely interbreed to produce sterile offspring is wrong. Two populations share the same environment but cannot interbreed is correct. Option D, two populations are isolated but occasionally come together to interbreed is wrong. So option C is correct. Moving on to question number 49. In which of the following situations is there a risk factor for children of incurring erythroblastosis fetalis? So this is a very common thing which we come across when the mother is, when a Rh negative woman marries a Rh positive man and the fetus blood is Rh positive. And the very problem arises when she plans for a second child. So by the time she delivers the first child, the baby, the mother's blood would not have developed the antibodies for anti-D of the fetus. So, but when she plans for the second child, by the time she delivers, the mother's blood would have developed the antibodies and it may destroy the RBC cells of the developing fetus. So, this is possible when mother is Rh negative and father is Rh positive. So, option A, mother is Rh negative and father is Rh positive is correct. Mother is Rh negative and father is Rh negative is wrong. And mother is Rh positive and father is Rh negative is wrong. Mother is Rh positive and father is Rh positive is wrong. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 50. Compare the statements A and B. Statement A, RNA produced during transcription in eukaryotic cells cannot be straight away used in photosynthesis. Then statement B, RNA splicing phenomena helps in the removal of exons. Choose the correct description. So we know that heterogeneous nuclear RNA is the original product of transcription in eukaryotic genes, which is much larger than the mature mRNA. Due to the presence of non-coding regions which are then removed during post-transcriptional modification. So the protein coding part of the gene is exon. It is exon. While the gene sequencing that are present between the exons do not code for another protein called introns. So hence RNA splicing removes introns. So both the statements are wrong. Both the statements are wrong. So both the statements A and B are correct is wrong. B, both the statements A and B are wrong is correct. Then C, statement A is wrong and B is correct is wrong. Then statement A is correct and B is wrong is wrong. So option B is correct. Option B is correct. Moving on to question number 51. The diagram of large intestine of man is given below. Identify the parts labeled A, B, C, D, E and F. So here A is cecum and B is vermiform appendix. Vermiform appendix. C is colon, ascending colon. And D is transverse colon. Transverse colon. E is descending colon. Here we can see the descending colon. And F is sigmoid. So option A is cecum, B is vermiform appendix, C is ascending colon, D is transverse colon, E is descending colon, F is sigmoid. So A is cecum. Here also cecum, Here it is sigmoid wrong, here it is sigmoid wrong, here it is cecum correct. B is vermiform appendix, here also correct, here also vermiform appendix correct. C is ascending limb, so here it is sigmoid, so it is wrong. So here it is vermiform appendix, then C is ascending colon correct, D is transverse colon, descending colon and sigmoid. So option D is correct. Option D is correct. Moving on to question number 52. In genetic fingerprinting, the probe refers to a radioactively labeled single-stranded RNA molecule, a radioactively labeled single-stranded DNA molecule, a radioactively labeled double-stranded DNA molecule, and radioactively labeled double-stranded RNA molecule. So, a probe can be defined as what? A labeled sequence of DNA or RNA that is used to identify the specific sequence of nucleotides in the DNA strand. So, the probes can be synthesized in the laboratory with sequence complementary to the target. So, it is a single DNA molecule, single-stranded DNA molecule. So, a radioactively labeled single-stranded RNA molecule wrong. A radioactively labeled single-stranded DNA molecule is correct. A radioactively labeled double-stranded DNA molecule is wrong. A radioactively labeled double-stranded RNA is wrong. So, option B is correct. Moving on to question number 53. Which one of the following is not a method of soil conservation? Preserving the soil from depleting is called soil conservation. So, option A, overgrazing. Option B, mulching. Option C, crop rotation. And option D, strip cropping. I think all of us know overgrazing or intense grazing will erode the soil. It is not going to conserve the soil. So, overgrazing will not help in soil conservation. Instead, it will erode. So, it will erode the soil. So, mulching is one method of soil conservation where we find it regulates soil temperature. Then crop rotation also prevents depletion of nutrients from the soil. So this is also one type of soil conservation. Strip cropping also is one type of soil conservation which is going to enrich the soil fertility. So overgrazing is not a method of soil conservation. So option A is correct. Option B, mulching, is wrong. Option C, crop rotation, is wrong. Option D, strip cropping, is wrong. Moving on to question number 54. In C4 pathway, the carbon dioxide fixation in mesophyll cells is carried out by the enzyme. Option A, Rubisco. Option B, PEP carboxylase. Option C, pyruvate decarboxylase. Option D, pyruvate dehydrogenase. PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase, is the primary acceptor of carbon dioxide and it fixes it. Whereas pyruvate dehydrogenase is used in citric acid cycle to convert pyruvic acid into acetyl-CoA. Rubisco is involved in C3 plants. Pyruvate decarboxylase is an enzyme that catalyzes decarboxylation. So, in C4 pathway, the carbon dioxide fixation in mesophyll cells is carried out by PEP carboxylase. So, option A, Rubisco, is wrong. Option B, PEP carboxylase, is correct. Option C, pyruvate decarboxylase, is wrong. And option D, pyruvate dehydrogenase, is wrong. So, option B is correct. Moving on to question number 55. Which one of the following is a driving force for the process of passive absorption of water in roots? Option A, root pressure. Option B, the increase in imbibitional pressure root cells. Option C, transpiration in leaves. Then option D, activity of aquaporins. We know that transpiration in leaves creates what we call it as a suction force, or we call it as transpiration pull, creating what? The pulling force, which lifts water lifted in a continuous column because of the cohesion force between water molecules and adhesion force between water molecules, which will lead to what? Movement of water from the surrounding soil into the roots without the expenditure of energy. So, it is a passive process. It is not an active process where ATP is utilized. It is a passive process. So, without expenditure of energy. So, it is transpiration in leaves. Option A, root pressure, is wrong. Option B, increase in imbibitional pressure, is wrong. Then transpiration in leaves is correct. Then option D, activity of aquaporins, is wrong. So option C is correct. Moving on to question number 56. If the systolic pressure is 120 mmHg and diastolic pressure is 80 mm, then Hg, the pulse pressure is equal to systolic pressure minus diastolic pressure. So what is systolic pressure? 120. 80. So it is 40 mmHg. So what is the pulse pressure? 40 mmHg. So option A, 120 plus 80 is equal to 200 mmHg is wrong. 120 plus 80 is equal to 200 mmHg is wrong. Here 120 by 80 is equal to 1.5 mmHg is wrong. So what is it? 120 minus 80 is equal to 40 mmHg is correct. So 120 minus 80 is equal to 40 mmHg is correct. So option D is correct. Moving on to question number 57. Tyloses are found in option A, secondary xylem, option B, secondary phloem, option C, sclerenchyma fibers, option D, sclerids. Tyloses are nothing but generally the outgrowths of the protruding, they are the outgrowths of the parenchyma cells, from the parenchyma cells of xylem vessels. So it can be traced where? In secondary xylem. We can see them in the secondary xylem like this. Like this. These are called as tyloses. So generally protects the vascular tissue during stress like drought or infection. So they are what? Are found in secondary xylem. Option A, secondary xylem is correct. Option B, secondary phloem is wrong. Option C, sclerenchyma fibers is wrong. Option D, sclerids is wrong. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 58. Which one of the following synthetic growth regulator is used to promote synchronized flowering in pineapple? Option A, phenyl mercuric acetate, which is an organic compound that inhibits transpiration. So it is usually used as what? Anti-transpirant. Then benzyl aminopurine is a synthetic cytokinin which promotes plant growth and flowering. Option C, that is ethafone, 2-chloroethyl phosphonic acid means ethafone, which is usually used for ripening of fruits. That is through ethafone is also called as ethylene gas. Then indole butyric acid is which one of the following synthetic growth regulators is used to promote synchronized this one? That is benzyl aminopurine. Benzyl aminopurine is used. So this is a natural form of oxygen which is used to induce flowering in many plants like even pineapple. So here, which one of the following synthetic growth regulators? Indole IBA, indole butyric acid. So option D is correct. Option D is correct. Moving on to question number 59. Sporopollenin, a chemical substance, is found in exine of pollen grain, B, intine of pollen grain, and C, tapetum of anther, then endothecium of anther. So we know that sporopollenin is found on the outer exine layer of pollen grain, which is highly resistant to strong acids and alkali. So till now, what is the chemical composition of sporopollenin is not yet known. So sporopollenin is a major component of tough outer wall called exine wall. So option A, exine of pollen grain, is correct. Option B, intine of pollen grain, is wrong. Option C, tapetum of anther, is wrong. And option D, endothecium of anther, is wrong. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 60. Which one of the following statements about the events of non-cyclic, that is photophosphorylation, is not correct? Option A, ATP and NADH are not produced. Option B, only one photosystem participates. And C, O2 is released and photolysis of water takes place. which is not correct. Actually, here both the photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 are involved. So here it is given only one photosystem is participate. So this is wrong. So this is wrong. That means this is the not correct. Not correct. So A is wrong, C is wrong, and D is wrong. B is correct. So answer B. Hope you all have understood the 60 questions of 2010 Karnataka CET Biology paper analysis. So I'll be back with one more paper in the coming session. Till then, goodbye and thank you. Bye and thank you.